There were nights I slept in shelters, days I went hungry, and every time I looked at my phone, I saw the group chat and I felt like a failure. How do you explain to your friends that while they were building careers, you were fighting to survive? Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stories That Inspire, where we shine light on real life stories that move hearts, open eyes, and give hope. I am Remilekun Idowu. For all my returning viewers, you are highly appreciated. And if this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. You are in the right place where we use stories to motivate each other. Today's story is powerful. It's about three childhood friends, a beautiful bond, a silent separation, and the danger of assumption. Let me not let the cat out of the bag, but before we continue, do me a favor and like this video. Subscribe and share if you believe in the power of positive mindset. Then drop a comment at the end to share your thoughts on the story. Without any further delays, let's dive into today's story. In a small, vibrant neighborhood tucked on the edge of Ibadan, three inseparable girls, Ife, Kemi, and Chinonso, were the definition of friendship. They played tente under the mango trees, shared stories in the school corridor, and dreamed of a future that sparkled with possibilities. Their bond was effortless, like the rhythm of a favorite song. They walked to elementary school together in dusty slippers, traded meat from their lunch boxes, and laughed until they cried over silly crushes and street teachers. Chinonso was the bold one, always full of opinions and ready to defend anyone. Kemi was the organized planner, the one who always brought extra pen. And Ife was the quiet dreamer, thoughtful and kind, always seeing beyond the surface. Their childhood was warm, simple, and safe. But time, as always, brought changes. After high school, life took them down different paths. Ife's father, who had long prepared her for bigger things, sent her abroad to study in Canada. Kemi was admitted into the Federal University in the eastern part of the country. Chinonso stayed back in Ibadan to attend the local polytechnic, taking on family responsibilities as the first daughter. At first, they tried to keep in touch. Group chats, birthday messages, long voice notes, but slowly the silence crept in. Messages were seen but not replied to. Calls went unanswered. The years rolled by. Kemi and Chinonso reconnected after NYSC and remained in touch. But Ife faded into the background. She posted once in a while, mostly scenic pictures of snowy streets in Canada, but never responded to messages. It hurt. One rainy evening, Chinonso scrolled through her phone and signed. "This girl thinks she's better than us now, Abi?" She muttered, stared at Ife's old number. She had tried calling in the past, but the number didn't go through. That was the last time she tried. She told herself she had tried her best, but deep down, she already judged her. Ife had changed. Ife had left them behind. Fast forward 10 years, Chinonso and Kemi, now grown women juggling adulthood, work, and motherhood, planned a small get-together for their old classmates in Lagos. "Let's invite Ife," Kemi said. "You're sure she'll show up?" Chinonso replied, raising an eyebrow. "Madam Canada doesn't have time for us small people." But they reached out anyway, this time through someone who had a new number. And to their surprise, she replied, "I'll be there," Ife said. They met at a quiet restaurant in Lekki. Kemi arrived first, then Chinonso. They were sipping zobo when a slim woman in jeans and a headscarf walked in. "Ife," Kemi whispered. It was her, but different. The Ife they knew had always been soft-spoken, but this Ife carried something else, something heavy in her eyes. Her hug lingered a second longer. Her smile was real, but tired. After some small talk and nervous laughter, the room quieted. Chinonso finally said, "You just vanished. No calls, no reply. We thought maybe you didn't want anything to do with us again." Ife's eyes welled up. She looked down, then she spoke. "I've wanted to tell this story for years, but I didn't know how to, or if anyone would listen. When I left Nigeria, everything felt magical at first. Canada was cold and strange, but full of promise, until the promise became pressure. My student visa expired because my sponsor, my dad, passed away unexpectedly. I couldn't renew it immediately. For 3 years, I was undocumented. I couldn't work legally. I couldn't even visit home. Then, I married someone just to stay in the country. I thought it was love, but it became a nightmare. Verbal abuse, threats, isolation. I couldn't call home. I couldn't talk to anyone. I was ashamed. There were nights I slept in shelters, days I went hungry, and every time I looked at my phone, I saw the group chat and I felt like a failure. How do you explain to your friends that while they were building careers, you were fighting to survive? I didn't forget you. I was just drowning. The room was silent. Kemi's lips trembled. Chinonso blinked fast, guilt pulling behind her eyes. "I judged you," Chinonso whispered. "I assumed you were feeling too big. I didn't know." Ife nodded. "That's the thing. Many of us are quick to assume, but some people aren't ignoring you. They are just trying to stay alive." They hugged, tears fell, old wounds began to heal. As they caught up, they decided to search online for other friends. Someone mentioned Bola, the cheerful girl who always danced at break time. "Let's try a number," Kemi said. It rang, then a man picked up. "This is Bola's brother," he said quietly. "Sorry, this is our old school friend. I was hoping to reconnect." There was a pause. Bola passed away 2 years ago to cancer. She didn't tell many people. She didn't want to be pitied. There was silence. The weight of regret filled the room. "We should have called earlier," Chinonso said, eyes wet. "I judged Bola too. I thought she ghosted everyone, but she was just fighting her own silent battle." That night, as they sat under the stars, they made a vow to check in, to be kind, to stop assuming silence means pride. Because behind every unread message, there could be a silent battle. So if this story speaks to you, do this today. Call that friend, send that message, break the silence, because you never know. They may not be ignoring you, they may just be fighting for their life. Thank you for joining me on this journey of transformation, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me on this journey weekly to discover more inspirational stories. Remember, life is hard. People disappear not because they are proud, but because they are surviving storms you can't see. Please share this story with someone you know might need some motivation this week. See you next week.